Okay, so continuing with the circular motion. Today we will see relation between linear and angular quantities. तो देखेंगे कि लीनियर और एंगुलर क्वांटिटीज के बीच में क्या रिलेशन है. फॉर एग्जांपल एंगुलर पोजीशन से स्टार्ट करते हैं. एंगुलर पोजीशन को हम लोग थीटा से डिनोट करते हैं. किसी सर्कल में अगर ये रेडियस r है और ये लेंथ ऑफ द आर्क है, तो जो सबसे बेसिक रिलेशन लिख सकते हैं हम लोग, दैट इज L इक्वल्स टू आर थीटा. L इक्वल्स टू आर थीटा, है ना. छोटा एंगल होता है देन वी राइट d थीटा, बट बड़ा एंगल है वी विल राइट थीटा. So L equals to r theta. For circular motion, r is going to be constant and theta is going to be variable, है ना. So if we differentiate with respect to time, dl by dt equals to r into d theta by dt. अब देखिए dl जो है वो डिस्टेंस है, इट इज डिस्टेंस. सो डिस्टेंस का रेट ऑफ चेंज जो होता है वो स्पीड होता है. स्पीड इज इक्वल्स टू आर ओमेगा. Speed is equals to r omega. Can we write this in vector form? Yes, we can write this in vector form. Let's write that. See, angular quantities के डायरेक्शन की चर्चा हमने अभी तक नहीं की है. How do we actually find the direction of angular quantities? For example, suppose एक पार्टिकल है जो ऐसे मूव कर रहा है, तो उसका थीटा ऐसे चेंज हो रहा है, तो उसका ओमेगा जो है इसी सेंस में होगा. बट उसका एग्जैक्ट डायरेक्शन जो होता है वो कैसे निकालते हैं, लेट्स अंडरस्टैंड. सी, एंगुलर क्वांटिटीज आर एक्सियल वेक्टर्स. कैसे वेक्टर्स होते हैं? एक्सियल वेक्टर्स होते हैं, एक्सिस के अलोंग लाई करते हैं. तो अगर कोई बॉडी ऐसे रोटेट हो रहा है ना, इस सेंस में रोटेट हो रहा है, ऐसे घूम रहा है, ऐसे सर्कल में जा रहा है, तो उसका ओमेगा सिंपल ऐसे घुमाते हैं, और जो थंब का डायरेक्शन होता है दैट गिव्स यू द डायरेक्शन ऑफ ओमेगा, है ना. जो थंब का डायरेक्शन है दैट गिव्स यू द डायरेक्शन ऑफ ओमेगा. तो ओमेगा का डायरेक्शन जो होगा इसमें बाहर की ओर होगा, आउट ऑफ द प्लेन ऑफ द बोर्ड. ये है ओमेगा का डायरेक्शन. ओके, सो वी हैव गॉट द डायरेक्शन ऑफ ओमेगा. एट दिस पॉइंट वी नो दिस इज द डायरेक्शन ऑफ वेलोसिटी, है ना. एट दिस पॉइंट दिस इज द डायरेक्शन ऑफ वेलोसिटी. दिस इज आर वेक्टर एंड ओमेगा इज आउटवर्ड. So tell me how we will find velocity. अगर हम r और ओमेगा का क्रॉस प्रोडक्ट करके वेलोसिटी वेक्टर निकालना चाहें तो कैसे निकाल पाएंगे? लेट्स सी. ओमेगा ऊपर है, ओमेगा इज आउट ऑफ द प्लेन. ओमेगा क्रॉस r गिव्स यू वेलोसिटी. ओमेगा ऊपर है, क्रॉस r करते हैं, ओमेगा क्रॉस r गिव्स यू वेलोसिटी. So we write v equals to omega cross r. ये हमारा वेलोसिटी का वेक्टर फॉर्म हो गया. So this was the scalar form and we can write in a vector form this. जहां पे r जो है पोजीशन वेक्टर है, इसी का मैग्नीट्यूड को हम लोग कैपिटल R लिख रहे थे. Here for circular motion अगर मैग्नीट्यूड आप निकालेंगे we will find it is omega r sin theta, है ना. क्रॉस प्रोडक्ट मतलब a cross b मतलब a b sin theta. Omega r sin theta it should have been, but omega is perpendicular to r and hence sin 90 will be 1 and hence you get r omega or omega r. So in vector form velocity vector ये आ जाता है. Then what we can find, we can write for acceleration, and if we want the net acceleration, we will differentiate velocity. If you only want tangential acceleration, you may differentiate speed. क्योंकि टेंजेंशियल एक्सेलरेशन जो होता है वो रेट ऑफ चेंज ऑफ स्पीड होता है। तो अगर आपको टेंजेंशियल एक्सेलरेशन निकालना है, केवल आप स्पीड को डिफरेंशिएट कर दीजिए, काम हो जाएगा। तो टेंजेंशियल एक्सेलरेशन विल बी डी वी अपॉन डी टी, है ना, वेक्टर नहीं लगा रहे वो, इट्स नॉट डिफरेंशिएशन ऑफ वेलोसिटी, इट्स डिफरेंशिएशन ऑफ स्पीड। सो डीवी अपॉन dt, ये टेंजेंशियल एक्सेलरेशन, इसको डिफरेंशिएट करेंगे, r कम्स आउट, r कॉमन है, बाहर निकल जाए, कांस्टेंट है, बाहर निकल जाएगा, एंड देन वी विल गेट d ओमेगा अपॉन dt, एंड इफ यू रिमेंबर d ओमेगा अपॉन dt वाज नथिंग बट अल्फा, सो r अल्फा इज टेंजेंशियल एक्सेलरेशन, yes or no? But we want to find the net acceleration. What is the net acceleration? How can we find the net acceleration? So this net acceleration is differentiation of this. And how do we differentiate dv upon dt, है ना? पूरे वेलोसिटी को कैसे डिफरेंशिएट करेंगे? तो पहले तो क्या करते हैं, ओमेगा क्रॉस r ये पुट कर देते हैं, है ना? इसके बाद हम लोग क्या करते हैं, एक एक करके डिफरेंशिएट करेंगे, वी विल डू अप्लाई द प्रोडक्ट रूल। तो प्रोडक्ट रूल अप्लाई करें और डिफरेंशिएट करके देखें, इन द नेक्स्ट स्टेप व्हाट वी विल गेट, लेट्स सी। फर्स्ट d ओमेगा अपॉन dt क्रॉस r वेक्टर प्लस ओमेगा क्रॉस dr अपॉन dt, वेक्टर सम हो गया इन दोनों का। अगर d ओमेगा बाई dt क्रॉस r करेंगे, इट विल बी अल्फा क्रॉस r, और ये जो अल्फा क्रॉस r होगा, दिस विल बी along the tangent, and this portion is called tangential acceleration. And this, if you find, dr by dt is nothing but velocity, and this is what we call radial acceleration. ये radial acceleration होगा equal to omega magnitude of omega cross v. ओमेगा और v दोनों परपेंडिकुलर है, तो सिंपली इट विल बी ओमेगा इंटू v. Okay, omega we can write in terms of v, yes or no? Omega we can write as v by r. So if you write here omega as equal to v by r, v by r into v gives you v square by r. So this is radial acceleration. And if you have ever heard of this, this is called centripetal acceleration in case of circular motion. We will come and we will derive the centripetal expression for centripetal acceleration once again, but here we have understood some basic pictures, how we can relate linear quantity with angular quantity, linear distance traveled with angular displacement, again linear speed with angular speed, linear velocity with angular velocity, linear acceleration with angular acceleration, d omega by dt is alpha. So we can simplify this as alpha cross r plus omega cross. And if you find the direction using vector cross product, you will find that this is along the tangent and this is along the radius. We have already found that alpha cross r will come out to be alpha r, which is tangential acceleration. And if we simplify this, we will get radial acceleration to be v square by r. Yes, we will derive this relation again in the concept of uniform circular motion, but we will do that once you have studied, you have copied this. Okay, so now we will start circular motion officially. We have studied what are angular quantities, we have studied tangential and centripetal acceleration, and now it's the time to start circular motion actually. So see, if you see a circular motion, how can you visualize a circular motion? Simply, the blades of your fan are rotating, you simply put a dot over there. Okay, with a whitener, if you put a dot on one of the blades of your fan, then you will see that dot is moving in a path, and that path will be a circular path. Okay, so let's analyze its motion. इसके मोशन को अगर एनालाइज करें तो समझें, अगर हमने फैन को स्विच ऑन किया तो क्या होगा, its motion will start slowly, it will speed up. So during this part of the motion, actually speed of the particle is increasing. Although it is still traveling in the circular path, but its speed is increasing. And soon a time comes when the fan reaches it to its maximum capacity, to its maximum velocity. If it has reached up to its maximum velocity, then what will happen? Then it will continue moving with constant speed. So first case we saw was increasing speed. Yes or no? First case we saw was increasing speed. Yes. Second case we saw was constant speed. Constant speed. And when you switch off the phone, when you switch off the fan, then what happens? You have decreasing speed. Decreasing speed. Yes or no? The particle still traveling in circular path, but its speed will go on decreasing. So I have categorized both increasing speed and decreasing speed in this part and constant speed in this part. Can we say that during that motion of constant speed, its velocity was also constant? No, velocity not constant. Velocity not constant. Speed constant. V constant. Okay, there is a difference. During this time, even V variable, obviously V variable. Velocity was variable here also, but here the special condition is the magnitude of velocity is also variable. In such cases, this type of circular motion is called uniform circular motion, है ना? इसको कहते हैं uniform circular motion, and this is called non uniform circular motion. Okay, so first thing first, speed constant, velocity variable, speed variable, velocity variable. So what is the difference? If speed is constant, dv by dt is 0. Yes or no? And if rate of change of speed is 0, it means tangential acceleration is also 0. And if tangential acceleration is 0, at equals to 0, it means we can write alpha r to be 0. Because radius is not 0, it means alpha must be 0. This implies omega constant. Omega constant. So angular velocity is constant in this case. Angular velocity is constant. Alpha is 0. Omega is constant. And linear speed is constant. Linear velocity is variable. And this linear velocity varies only because of due to change in direction. Change in direction. Direction के change की वजह से velocity vary कर रहा है. See, when particle is traveling in a circular path, and suppose we are taking anti-clockwise sense, in this anti-clockwise sense it is traveling. This is velocity, 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 velocity. Then you see, this is radius. Entire portion velocity has changing direction, but omega is always outward. Omega, the direction of omega is always outward. So not only magnitude of omega remains constant, but also direction of omega remains constant in uniform circular motion. So all of these things are there, which we must keep in mind before studying uniform circular motion. What about non-uniform circular motion? In a non-uniform circular motion, at is not 0. Yes, because rate of change of speed is not 0. At is not 0. And obviously, here in this case, if at is 0, net acceleration is only centripetal acceleration. But here net acceleration is going to be the resultant of AC and AT. So A, as we have seen, can be written as root over AT square plus AC square. And now since we know the formula of these two, we can write AT square as dV by dt whole square, or you may also write as alpha r plus V square by r whole square. So using this you can find net acceleration also. Here the difference in increasing speed and decreasing speed, only the difference is that in increasing speed velocity and acceleration have acute angle between them, and in decreasing speed velocity and acceleration have obtuse angle between them. That's it. Here what will happen, because we have only centripetal acceleration. Why do we call it centripetal acceleration? We have been calling it radial acceleration till now. Yes or no? So we will name it, even right now we will name it as radial acceleration. But we call this radial acceleration as centripetal acceleration because here in this case velocity and acceleration are perpendicular, and this acceleration is always towards the center. So this acceleration is seeking center, and that's why this is called centripetal acceleration. Okay, so I hope this much is clear to everyone. Just copy this, then we will proceed for further study in uniform circular motion. Okay, so I hope you have written. I have redrawn it here to show you in larger picture that velocity is perpendicular to acceleration, and every time this will happen. Here you can see acceleration is always towards the center, and that's why we call it centripetal acceleration. So I hope this much is clear to everyone. Now what we are going to do is to study or derive basically the expression for centripetal acceleration as given in NCERT. So suppose we have a circular path, we draw a horizontal line, we draw like this, this is r1 position vector, this is r2 position vector, this is velocity v1, this is velocity v2, and we are taking an example of uniform circular motion. So here only acceleration we have is centripetal acceleration. We have to find the expression for that. Let's assume that this angle is theta, although this is angular displacement, but we are assuming for simplicity, for writing, for avoiding writing always delta theta, we are simply writing it as theta. So if we want to draw, we can draw displacement vector as this. This is our delta r vector. Yes. Now what we are going to do is to frame another triangle with one vector, one side as v1 vector and the other side as v2 vector. So this is v2 vector. Simply we have placed the two vector parallelly together and we have formed this two. The two magnitude must be equal. Here we must keep in mind that r1 magnitude is equals to r2 magnitude, which is equal to capital R, the radius of the circle, and then v1 magnitude is equals to v2 magnitude equal to v, or the speed of the particle. So both are equal. Now we join them and we write this as delta v. Just like it was delta r, similarly this is delta v. Now what we do, we can show that this angle is theta. If the angle between R1 and R2 is theta, the angle between V1 and V2 is also theta. Why? Let's understand. See, V1 is perpendicular to R1 and V2 is perpendicular to R2. तो एक चीज आप याद रख सकते हैं कि जो एंगल दो लाइंस के बीच में होता है उनके परपेंडिकुलर्स के बीच में भी वही एंगल होता है. And how it is how it is that we can prove this, let's understand. We simply draw here two lines. आपको दिख रहा है एक लाइन ये एक लाइन ये, इनके बीच में एंगल थीटा है. ये इस पे परपेंडिकुलर है और ये लाइन इस पे परपेंडिकुलर है ना. तो अगर आप देखें ध्यान से तो दिस एंगल बिकम्स 180 माइनस थीटा बिकॉज दिस इज 90 एंड दिस इज आल्सो 90. तो 90 90 180, तो ये दोनों ऑपोजिट एंगल्स का सम भी 180 होगा. एंड इफ दिस इज थीटा, दिस इज 180 माइनस थीटा एंड हेंस दिस एंगल इज थीटा. So what do you conclude? कि दो लाइंस के बीच में जो एंगल है इनके परपेंडिकुलर्स के बीच में भी वही एंगल है. यस, तो R1 R2 के बीच में जो एंगल थीटा है, V1 V2 के बीच में भी वही एंगल थीटा है. And not only that, if you see these two triangles are similar also. Naming कर देते हैं O A B and P Q R. ठीक है, तो triangle O A B we can prove to be similar to triangle PQR. हम लोग ऐसा प्रूफ कर सकते हैं. क्यों? ये दोनों आइसोसेलेस ट्रायंगल है. देखिए यहाँ पे ये दोनों साइड का लेंथ इक्वल है और इन दोनों का लेंथ भी इक्वल है, दोनों का मैग्नीट्यूड इक्वल है. सो दे मस्ट हैव सेम, दे मस्ट बी आइसोसेलेस, है ना. सेम लेंथ होना चाहिए उनका, तो आइसोसेलेस हो गए. अब यहां से आपको दिख रहा है कि ये एंगल्स भी आपस में इक्वल हो जाएंगे. ये सुनो, ये अल्फा होगा तो ये भी अल्फा होगा और सेम अल्फा अल्फा यहां भी आएगा क्योंकि सम 180 डिग्री होना है. सो फ्रॉम हियर कैन वी राइट समथिंग OAB PQR. यस, वी कैन राइट, है ना, की साइड्स प्रोपोर्शनल होंगे. तो लेट्स टेक OA अपॉन PQ इज इक्वल्स टू AB अपॉन QR. AB अपॉन QR, है ना, ऐसा लिख सकते हैं. OA इज नथिंग बट R1 वेक्टर का मैग्नीट्यूड, PQ इज नथिंग बट V1 वेक्टर का मैग्नीट्यूड इक्वल्स टू AB इज नथिंग बट डेल्टा R का मैग्नीट्यूड एंड QR इज नथिंग बट डेल्टा V का मैग्नीट्यूड. सो व्हाट वी कैन सिंप्लीफाई इट एज, हम लोग इसको लिख सकते हैं डेल्टा V का मैग्नीट्यूड इक्वल्स टू V1 बाई R1 यानी V बाई कैपिटल R. V1 का मैग्नीट्यूड V है, R1 का मैग्नीट्यूड कैपिटल R है. ये उधर जाएगा तो V1 बाई R1 होना था, V बाई R हमने लिख लिया and then it becomes delta R का मैग्नीट्यूड. Now we can divide them by delta T and we can take limit delta T tending to 0. So if we take limit delta T tending to 0, this will become instantaneous acceleration, and because here only direction is changing, no speed change occurs, that's why this must be centripetal acceleration. And if you see, if you take limit delta T tending to 0 here, then this will become speed again. So this V into V square upon R. So this is what you write AC as. And if you put V equals to omega R, then you will see that this AC can also be written as omega square R. Here just you put V equals to omega R and you simplify, you get AC equals to omega square R. So this is the expression for centripetal acceleration in case of uniform circular motion. This derivation is given in NCERT. I hope you have understood. Just copy this.